So, you've been experiencing some good returns in the stock market recently and are looking for a way to make even more money. Well, it doesn't surprise me that you've looked into enabling Robinhood margin in your account. However, before you do so, there may be some specific questions that you have or want to know generally how Robinhood margin works. You've come to the right place. This is a straightforward to the point video that will tell you everything you need to know about Robinhood margin and how it works. So how does investing on margin actually work? Well, in the same way that if you own a house and you have equity in that house, you can take out a loan against your house from your bank as a way to use your house as collateral to have even more money to invest or spend or do whatever you want with. Margin investing is the exact same way, except instead of the house that you're taking out a loan against as collateral, you're taking out a loan against the rest of your Robinhood account, the value of the stocks and the cash that you currently have in there, to get more money from your brokerage to continue investing with. According to Bankrate, the benefit of investing in margin is through margin buying, investors can amplify their returns, but only if their investments outperform the cost of the loan itself. That's right, you've got to pay interest on the money that you're currently using to invest with on margin. However, it's a double-edged sword, and the potential downside can be that investors can potentially lose money faster with margin losses than when investing with their own cash. The pros and cons are quite simple to understand. With margin investing, if your stocks and investments go up, you'll make more money than you would have normally. But if they go down, the same thing applies. Margin investing does work differently with every broker. Let's focus specifically on Robinhood to dive inside and show you what it's like and answer your questions. So, how do you enable margin investing on Robinhood? Well, it's a pretty simple, straightforward process that can be done right through the app. This video playing right now is walking you through the steps of me going through it and enabling margin investing. You'll be asked a number of certain questions, and I'll continue playing it while I talk through the rest of the video so you can see what it's like. A few things while that video is playing though that you'll need to know. If you're going to invest on margin, you've got to have at least $2,000 in your account. Look at this as a floor. If you don't have $2,000, Robinhood won't let you invest on margin. If you do, you got to keep it above that floor, and if it ever dips below, you'll be margin called and either forced to sell current securities or deposit more money into your account to get above that floor. Now, how much margin can you take out? This truly varies with the amount of money that you have in your account, although what I've seen from Robinhood is they use a 1-to-1 ratio. If you've got $2,000, for example, in your account, Robinhood will give you $2,000 to invest with on margin. If you deposit more money and you have $3,000 in your account, well, the Robinhood margin leash, that'll grow to be $3,000 as well. But Robinhood is not being just kind to give you free money to invest with to potentially increase your returns. There is a cost to margin investing, not only on Robinhood, but with different brokers. So do your research before choosing which broker you want to invest with. Robinhood's fees fluctuate based on a number of different things. Right now, if you're a free user, the daily standard rate is 11%. If you're subscribed to Robinhood Gold, which costs just $5 a month, the daily standard rate is 7%. And you'll get the first $1,000 to invest with on margin free, charged at a 0% interest rate to you. This means that your interest rate of either 11 or 7% is going to be calculated daily by Robinhood and charged monthly. Here's exactly how that works. At an 11% annual interest rate, Robinhood will look at the amount of money that you're borrowing from them to invest with on margin and charge you 11% per day that you're using that. Now, you won't see that total charge come through as they only charge it monthly. Now, here's a helpful hint. The Robinhood margin rate is based on the Federal Reserve's interest rate. So when that goes up, the Robinhood rate also goes up, and you'll be charged more to borrow Robinhood's money. It's been as low as about 2.5% just about 2 years ago. So all things considered, this is one of the worst times to start investing on margin with Robinhood or any broker for that matter, because federal interest rates are so high. This could potentially drop to be way lower and a bigger advantage for you in the future. So keep an eye on these interest rates. Now, here's the big one. How do margin calls really work? Trust me, you don't want to be margin called. I was when I filmed this video because I went through the process to actually detail exactly how it works for you guys. Margin calls happen when the value of your stocks borrowed on margin drop, sometimes drastically, but other times a little bit, especially when you're close to that floor we talked about earlier. Robinhood looks at the value of investments you have on margin and compares it to the amount of cash in your account. They judge whether you could pay this back instantly or whether you need more money, more collateral to be able to continue investing with margin. Again, remember, you'll always need a portfolio value of at least $2,000, and otherwise, if you're way above that, Robinhood will notify you when you're being margin called. For this video, I put in a trade with Apple stock and almost invested $2,000 using margin to purchase stock in hopes that I could juice my returns even more. Unfortunately, the day after I made that purchase, the market crashed, pulling Apple down with it. If your portfolio value dips too low, as mine did, you'll see in these screenshots a couple things happen. First of all, Robinhood will notify you immediately. It'll be impossible to miss on your page that you're being margin called and you're required to deposit more money into your account. You can do this two ways. You can sell the value of your stocks that you have to get that money, or you can deposit more money from your bank. They'll tell you exactly how much you need. The second thing you'll notice is you'll be unable to place any more active trades until you resolve the margin call. Additionally, if you've got money in the cash sweep program, that's instantly stopped from gaining any interest until you resolve the margin call. It's never a fun thing to be margin called, so if your stocks are dipping and they're on margin, keep an eye out about how much money you have in your portfolio to use as collateral. Now, there are two last things I want to talk about: crypto on margin and options investing on margin. These are two of the most common questions I get about Robinhood investing using margin. For crypto on margin, crypto is considered too risky by Robinhood at this point to invest with using margin. At the time of this video being published, Robinhood doesn't have plans to allow you to purchase cryptocurrency using margin, even though you can purchase cryptocurrency using your normal assets. Now, if you want to go to crypto.com, they do allow you to use margin to invest in cryptocurrency, but Robinhood, again, does not have this feature. The second thing is options trading. To trade options with margin, you've got to have an options enabled account. You've got to have a margin enabled account. Otherwise, you're good to go. Although, be careful. Trading options can juice your returns even more, but also has that same risk level that's increased when you're trading compared to buying and selling normally. Be prepared when investing in options using Robinhood margin to have more collateral in your account than just a 1-to-1 ratio. Robinhood doesn't let you use quite as much leverage in options investing as they do when you're trading normally. All right, thank you for watching this complete breakdown of investing on Robinhood using margin. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them as fast as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this content was beneficial to you. It helps the channel and video do better as well. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.